If your airbag light is on right now, do not just clear it and keep driving. That is one of the biggest mistakes people make with the SRS warning light. That light may be the only warning telling you that your airbags, seatbelt pretensioners, or crash sensors may not work properly in an accident. And here is where many people get it wrong. Resetting the airbag light is not the same as fixing the airbag system. If you clear the code before reading it, you may erase the only clue that tells you whether this is a simple loose connector under the seat or a serious SRS fault that needs proper fixing or repair. Before you touch anything, remember never to reset the airbag light until you know what caused it. The airbag light is also called SRS, stands for Supplemental Restraint System. This system includes the airbags, crash sensors, seatbelt pretensioners, seatbelt buckle sensors, occupant sensors, wiring, and the airbag control module. Normally, when you turn the key or press the start button, the airbag light comes on for a few seconds, then turns off. That is normal. But if it stays on, flashes, or comes back while driving, the system has detected a fault. Now, let's start with the easiest and quickest thing you can check first. The first thing to check is the wiring under the front seats. This is one of the most common causes of an airbag light, especially if the seat has been moved back and forth many times, if someone pushed something under the seat, or if the car was recently cleaned. Before checking anything under the seat, turn the car off completely, remove the key, and wait a few minutes. Do not work on airbag connectors while the ignition is on. Slide the driver's seat all the way back and look underneath. You may see yellow connectors or wires. In many cars, yellow connectors are linked to the airbag or seatbelt system, so handle them carefully. Do not pull hard on the wires. Do not probe them with a test light. Do not use random power on them. You are only checking for obvious problems. Look for a connector that is loose, half-plugged, damaged, wet, dirty, or stretched. If a connector looks loose, gently push it back in until it clicks. Then check the passenger seat the same way. Now here is the fixing part. If the connector was loose, push it back in firmly and make sure the locking tab is fully seated. If the connector has dirt or moisture around it, do not spray random chemicals into it. Wipe the outside carefully, let the area dry, and make sure nothing under the seat is pulling on the wiring. If the wire is stretched when the seat moves, reposition it safely so the seat does not tug on it again. If you see a broken wire, damaged plug, or melted connector, that part needs to be repaired or replaced before you reset the light. This simple check can fix the problem if the light came on because the seat connector lost contact. The second thing to check is the battery. A weak battery or recent battery replacement can trigger airbag warnings on some cars because SRS system is very sensitive to voltage. If your car had a dead battery, a jump start, or a battery disconnection recently, this could be the reason the airbag light came on. Check that the battery terminals are tight and clean. If you see corrosion around the terminals, clean it properly and make sure the cables are secure. To fix a voltage-related SRS warning, do not just disconnect the battery and hope the light disappears. First, tighten any loose battery terminal. Clean corrosion from the terminals and cable ends. If the battery is weak, charge it fully or have it tested. If the battery fails the test, replace it. Also check that the alternator is charging properly, because a weak charging system can cause warning lights to return even after you clear them. Some people try to reset the airbag light by disconnecting the negative battery cable for 10 to 15 minutes. This may help with some temporary voltage-related faults, but do not depend on this as the real fix. On many modern cars, disconnecting the battery will not clear an active SRS code. If the fault is still present, the light will come back. So guys, before we move to the third step, if this video is already helping you, please subscribe to the channel because we make simple car repair and diagnostic guide videos like this to help you fix problems correctly. Also like and share this video, it really supports the channel. Okay, moving on, the third thing to check is the seatbelt buckle and seatbelt pretensioner area. Sit in the driver's seat and buckle the seatbelt. Listen for a clean click. Unbuckle it and buckle it again a few times. If the buckle feels sticky, loose, or the seatbelt warning does not behave normally, the buckle switch may be part of the problem. Do the same on the passenger side. Also check around the lower seatbelt area for damaged wires or signs that something has been pulled or trapped. If the car was in an accident before, the seatbelt pretensioner may have deployed or stored a fault, and that is not something you fix by simply resetting the light. To fix this area, first remove anything stuck around the seatbelt buckle. Coins, dirt, food crumbs, or small objects can sometimes stop the buckle from clicking properly. Then check the connector going to the buckle or pretensioner area, usually near the lower side of the seat or underneath it. Make sure the plug is fully connected and the wiring is not cut, trapped, or stretched. If the scanner later points directly to a seatbelt buckle switch or pretensioner fault, and the wiring is okay, the real fix is usually replacing that faulty buckle or pretensioner assembly. Do not bypass it. Twist wires together or install a resistor to trick the system. That may turn the light off, but it can leave the safety system unsafe. The fourth check is the clock spring. The clock spring is inside the steering wheel. It allows electrical signals to pass through while the steering wheel turns. It connects parts like the driver airbag, horn, and steering wheel controls. You do not need to remove the steering wheel for this check. Just test the horn. Then test the steering wheel buttons, like volume, cruise control, or phone controls if your car has them. If the airbag light is on and the horn does not work, or the steering wheel buttons stopped working at the same time, the clock spring becomes a strong suspect. Do not remove the steering wheel or airbag at home unless you know exactly what you are doing. The fix for a bad clock spring is usually replacement, not a reset. If the SRS code points to the driver airbag circuit and the horn or steering wheel buttons also fail, the clock spring may have an open circuit inside. The proper repair is to replace the clock spring with the correct part for that vehicle, then clear the SRS code afterward. Because this job involves the driver airbag and steering wheel, it is better handled by someone who understands airbag safety procedures. Now here is the step most people skip. Scan the SRS system. A normal, cheap OBD2 scanner may only read engine codes. That means it can read check engine light codes, but it may not read airbag codes. For this job, you need a scanner that specifically says it can read and clear SRS or airbag codes. Plug the scanner into the OBD2 port under the dashboard. Turn the ignition on, but do not start the engine. Then choose SRS, airbag, or restraint system from the scanner menu. Now read the codes and write them down before clearing anything. The code may point you to the real problem. When you scan the SRS system, you may see codes such as B0010, B020, B0051, B0070, B0081, B0090, B01N0, or U0151. The exact meaning of each code depends heavily on your vehicle type, but in most cases, B codes usually point to body or restraint system faults, like an airbag circuit, seatbelt buckle, pretensioner, occupant sensor, crash sensor, or airbag module issue. U codes usually point to a communication problem, meaning one control module may not be communicating properly with another module. So write the code down, check what it means for your exact car model, fix that cause first, then clear the code and confirm the airbag light stays off. Now once you have the code, match the code to the repair. If the code points to an underseat connector or side airbag circuit, go back to that seat, check the connector, secure the wiring, repair any damaged wire, and only then clear the code. If the code points to low voltage, test the battery, clean and tighten the terminals, fix the charging issue if needed, then clear the code. If the code points to a seatbelt buckle, inspect the buckle and connector first, but if the code returns, replace the buckle assembly. If the code points to a pretensioner, crash sensor, or airbag circuit, inspect for accident damage, broken wiring, or a failed component. If the code points to the clock spring and the horn or steering wheel buttons also do not work, the fix is usually replacing the clock spring. If the code points to the airbag control module or crash data, the module may need to be professionally reset, programmed, or replaced. If the code points to a clock spring, seatbelt pretensioner, crash sensor, or airbag module, do not just erase it and pretend the car is safe. The fault needs to be repaired first. To reset the airbag light properly, go to the scanner menu, choose Clear Codes, and confirm. After clearing, turn the ignition off, wait a few seconds, and start the car again. The airbag light should come on for a few seconds during the self-check, then turn off. If it turns off and stays off, the reset worked. If it comes back immediately or after driving, the problem is still active. Now let's talk about crash data. If the car was in an accident, even a minor one, the airbag module may store crash data. If airbags deployed or seatbelt pretensioners fired, clearing the light with a scanner is not enough. The damaged parts must be replaced, and the airbag module may need to be reset or replaced, depending on the vehicle. So if the scanner shows crash data, deployed pretensioner, deployed airbag, crash sensor fault, or control module fault, the fix is not to keep clearing the code. You need to inspect the accident-related parts. Deployed airbags must be replaced. Fired pretensioners must be replaced. Damaged crash sensors, damaged wiring, or damaged connectors must be repaired. And if the airbag control module has locked crash data, it may need a professional reset service, reprogramming, or replacement, depending on the vehicle. If this video helped you understand how to fix and reset the airbag light, please subscribe to the channel, like this video, and watch another repair guide on how to fix and repair the ABS traction control light. I'll see you there.